We came in on Labor Day to get you the numbers from Hilton Head Island. We're going to talk about the short-term rental market, answer the mailbag with Kim Malloy today on Market Monday. All right, Kim Malloy, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. It's Labor Day. Thanks for meeting me here today.
Yeah. We never take days off.
That's true, right? The market doesn't take any days off, so we don't. So the Hilton Head numbers this week, more of the same, right? Like inventory super low, half of the inventory coming on the market. Everything is down except for price, which is up about 20%.
This speaks to the fact that there is no crash coming. Our inventory is so low, which is why these numbers inevitably have to go down because there isn't as much to sell. You know, we still have that high buyer demand, which then speaks into that appreciation and that price that's still continuing to go up.
When's it going to go to zero? It's at 19 now. It's come down from like the 20s. When's it going to get to zero?
Well, that was a hard frenzy. We can't sustain that pace, right? So it is slowing down a little bit. Appreciation is decelerating, but it's still going to continue because inventory is low and buyer demand is high. So I don't see how we get to 0%.
But 0% year over year appreciation.
Right, exactly.
We're going to get to 2? Like what are we going to get to?
I mean, it doesn't show us heading that direction.
Magic 8 ball.
Yeah, let me just look into the future.
Do we have a budget for a magic 8 ball? You know, when I look at these numbers, the two numbers, when I get the numbers for the week, the two numbers that I look at every week are how much inventory came on the market and what went under contract this week. This week we had 33 properties come on the market and we sold 37. So that's a net minus 4. So inventory shrunk by another 4.
Right.
And it's not an anomaly. The week prior we had 35 properties come on the market, 45 went under contract, so we had a net negative 10.
Exactly.
That's indicative of inventory going down.
As someone in the field every day and on the phones, and I have so many people that are ready to buy. They are 100% ready to buy.
Why haven't they bought?
Well, some have waited for summer.
Yep.
You know, just like so many.
Yep.
Some have said, oh, I'm gonna wait till the fall and see what the market's doing. And you know, here we are, and it's still strong. And that's just the conversation you have to have with buyers that live outside of our area. You know, what's happening at home for them is likely different here. Yeah.
It's amazing how the short-term rental component in our market on Hilton Head Island, how that influences our market. I mean, it makes properties more affordable for somebody that's buying an investment property.
Right.
But that high concentration, busy summertime, you know, really affects our ability to sell.
It does.
So what's your take on the short-term rental market?
I think it's getting better. I mean, Hilton Head is getting so much press through Condé Nast and Travel and Leisure and all the awards and spotlighting that the island continues to get. So that is just growing our awareness even more. And people want a vacation here. And so when COVID hit, it consumed some of our short-term rental properties. And so we had a little bit of a shortage, so to speak. So, you know, that's kind of driving rental.
So they shrunk that available short-term rental inventory. And we know that if inventory goes down and at the same time demand goes up because people weren't getting on airplanes, you have the perfect storm for prices going up. So yeah, that's kind of my take too, is that with the short-term rental market, the acquisition cost of the real estate has gone up, but the rental income has gone up too. So my guess is it's more of a net neutral situation. So you have to pay more, but you make more kind of a thing. This week, there was an article that Redfin put out about rents.
Yes.
Supportive of the same thing, right?
It is, yeah. We're seeing a little deceleration of increase in rent prices. And so
it's funny how those headlines are. When you read a headline, you're like, rents are, you know, crashing, they're going down. But really what they're saying is they're just not going up at the same pace. They're not neutral, they're not going down, they're still going up.
They're still going up. And they were going
just
up
not on
at
fire.
such a high rate. So now that's just kind of decelerated a little bit like the market.
Yeah, so really no news there, is there?
Right, no.
Yeah.
Clickbait.
Clickbait. There's a lot of that out there right now, right?
A lot.
We're not gonna do clickbait on our headlines, right, Preston? No clickbait here. So Mailbag Kingston asks, I don't watch you all a whole lot.
Come on, Kingston.
The hell, Kingston? I don't watch y'all a whole lot, but every time I do, I learn something. Okay, there's a little bit of a redeeming statement. Thank you for that. Where do you learn how to read stats like that, and how come other agents aren't saying the same things that you guys are saying? I assume you're talking about the market not crashing and all of that stuff.
Personally, I would say our team really daily discusses what's going on so that we all have a comprehensive understanding. I think you lead well in reading those stats, but I think it's also, you know, really really taking the time to study those numbers and understand, where we're going, where we are, and when you're out there in the trenches every day and having those discussions with buyers and sellers, you get an understanding. You have to be in tune with your market and not, the masses.
Yeah, I agree with that, Kingston. I think that I like to understand the sentiment about, what's being talked about, what our agents are hearing from potential buyers and sellers. That's an important thing. But then I verify that information by looking at the stats. And it's really, really simple. It begins with inventory. The less, whatever it is, house, banana, coffee is available, the higher the asking price will be because you have more people competing to purchase it, right? So that's the first part. The second part is how many people are competing to purchase it. So it's the demand versus the supply. And in those times of uncertainty, in those times where people seem to be a little bit panicked, I always just go to the numbers.
Yeah, one thing, if I can add to that, is that, a common question that I'm getting right now is, oh, I see prices are starting to drop there. I'm just gonna wait until they continue going down. But I kind of explained to them, yes, there are some that are dropping their prices, but it's not because the value's dropping. It's essentially, it was listed too high in the first place, and it's just dropping to where it should have been listed initially. And so it's not really a drop in value, it's just bringing it back to where it should have been.
So they've raised their price and now they're gonna have a sale. So it looks like a reduction.
Right.
But it's not. Their price originally was an inflated price.
Right. In the height of the frenzy, that might have worked, but now it's not.
Kingston, thanks for the question. I don't watch you all a whole lot. Come on, man, follow us. Kim, thanks so much.
Thank you for having me. Always fun to sit here and talk numbers.
It always is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everybody have a great Labor Day. Thank you.